And hello, Mr. James, and congrats on Survive the Game.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for watching the movie, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. So, when you saw the script written by Ross Peacock, what made you say, "Oh, I want to direct this"? I mean, give us a genesis of how the film came about.
I mean, so I was given the script by the guys over at EFO, and I read the script, and I was like, man, this is like a '90s throwback. Like this, I love like the '90s stuff. It reminded me of all the movies like I grew up loving, like like Demolition Man and Cobra and like Exit Wounds and like all the Joel Silver action movies. And I was like, this is some like fun, just pure action, doesn't take itself too seriously, just a good time at the movies. And I was like, man, it's been a rough like 2 years. Like this is the kind of movie I'd want to watch, like tune in, drop out, laugh, watch some crazy action. That's the kind of movie I want to make. Like, so I was like, this is so much fun. And I just wanted to play into that hand and make it more silly and more fun and have like just a good time at the movies. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but man, does it have a lot of action.
I mean, you love it so much. You even starred in the film, right? You're the weatherman.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. The illustrious weatherman, who let me tell you guys, in the script and in the original edit, and when we filmed it, the weatherman had dialogue, but obviously I was so bad that I muted myself in the movie, and so I'm not even like the TV that I'm on has no volume on it. It's like you can't hear me because I'm just not good as a weatherman.
Oh, no, describe Survive the Game to our viewers, Mr. James.
Survive the Game is a nonstop action movie that is a cat and mouse thriller with car chases, explosions, fight scenes, people jumping off of buildings. Like this movie is nonstop. And it's basically Chad Michael Murray falls asleep, wakes up, a band of drug dealers and cops wind up on his doorstep, or actually in his house, and he's got to protect his farm with the help of the cops and get these drug dealers out of there and kick ass and take names.
There you have it. Now, you obviously love genre filmmaking. So when you were doing pre-production planning, what was your main edict? Like, what your main vision of how this movie will feel and look?
So, I mean, I really wanted it to feel like a movie from the '90s. So, I really wanted to have that, shoot the movie like very like with anamorphic lenses. I wanted to have like this great feel for it, but more so than just that, like I wanted it to like remind people of movies from the '90s. So like there's little like hints and things of all of my favorite action movies I grew up on. Like you have for instance, English's character is dressed very similar to like a character from a Guy Ritchie movie.
Right.
Like everybody's dressed in similar ways to make you think of other movies. You have Bruce throwing like quippy one-liners over and over again. You have larger than life villains and a soundtrack that really sets the mood of this is like a kooky wild movie. And I tried to just have as much fun with it as possible. I wanted to make something that people would just like tune in, drop out, and enjoy and enjoy the wild ride.
So you said you wanted to make some sort of the spirit of a '90s film.
Yeah.
Is that why you zero in on Bruce Willis?
Well, I was very blessed that Bruce was doing the movie. I knew that when early on and stuff. But I guess I grew up in the '90s, so I'm like very obsessed with the '90s. If you look at my film career, I always try to go after stars from the '90s. Not to say Bruce is not doing, he just had Glass, like he's been doing great stuff, but like I'm a fan of people that I grew up watching. So like if I grew up watching people in like a movie or a TV show, like those are the people that I'm like I gotta have in my movies. Like Shannon Doherty, Chad Michael Murray, like all these people that I work with, I'm like, man, these are the people that I watched when I was younger, so I want them in my movies. And Chad is an amazing actor. I'm so blessed that he came on board for the movie. He's wonderful to work with. He's had such a great career. He continues doing such amazing stuff, and he's one of the nicest human beings in the world. And was such a team player. I was super stoked to work with him.
So obviously you also saw One Tree Hill.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and I also saw like House of Wax.
That's true.
House of Wax. I was I got horror movie tattoos, so I was a big horror fan as well. So I think it's it's awesome to have had Chad in the movie, and I think he brings like some gravitas to his performance, and I think it's really cool having him involved.
I did see some of your credits, and some of them are horror movies, thrillers.
Yeah,
Are you making another horror movie, maybe?
I started off in horror. I have no plans to direct another horror movie. I have been producing horror movies. Continue to produce horror movies. I haven't stopped. I've movies shooting now that are horror movies that I'm producing. But as a director, I have no plans to go back to horror anytime soon. If the right project came to me, I would. But you know, I'm really enjoying doing action right now. I think you know, I spent 10 years doing horror. Maybe I'm going to spend 10 years doing action, and we'll decide from there.
Oh, now Survive the Game arrives in theaters and on demand October 8th. What do you hope for viewers to get after watching the film, Sir James?
I hope people just have a really fun time watching the movie. Grab some popcorn, have a blast. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the action. Listen to the rockin' soundtrack. You know, we have some songs from DMX and Junior Wells and some really great stuff in there. And I just hope people really enjoy their time at the movies. You know, it's a lot of fun. And if you can, and it's in a theater by you, check it out October 8th in theaters. And if not, you can grab it on VOD or DVD and Blu-ray October 12th.
Oh, great job again, Mr. James. Thank you and congrats on everything, okay?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you and good luck on everything.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.